We know that the Israeli government has the list of the hostages set to be released today, but we don't know if on that list are the names of the Bibas family, parents with their two very young children, including a baby who was 9 months old when Hamas carried out that attack on October 7th and took what we believe to be 240 hostages. So a lot of people really looking to find out whether the Bibas family will be released later on today. What we understand is that Hamas has said that that family is in the hands of a different militant group. And so we know that in Gaza at the moment, it's a pretty chaotic situation, and the whereabouts of all the hostages, according to Hamas, is not completely clear. We also know that in the group of hostages who were released yesterday, there were 2 Thai nationals and 10 Israelis, 9 women and 1 teenage girl who was released alongside her mother. And what we understand from the talks going on in Qatar right now is that the fate of male hostages, is being negotiated. So far, only 1 Israeli man has been released, and we believe he was released thanks to the fact that he also has Russian nationality. His name is Ronnie. He was a 25-year-old. He is a 25-year-old, and he was working at the music festival, which was attacked on October 7th by Hamas. So the fate of those male hostages is in question at the moment. We saw the day before yesterday, when the children were released, all of the children who were released on Monday, all of them have fathers who were still in captivity. So we're looking at this ratio every time of 1 Israeli hostage for 3 Palestinian prisoners. So yesterday, 10 Israeli hostages. That meant 30 Palestinian prisoners were released. Yesterday, all of them were minors, 15 girls and 15 boys. We actually met with the family of 2 boys, one of whom was actually in prison and was 14 years old, and his younger brother, who's 13, has been under house arrest for several months now, of course, not getting any education, unable to leave the house at all. And we spoke to his father before his sons were released, and he told us that he didn't know where his 14-year-old son was. All he knew that he was in prison alongside grown men. He hadn't been able to visit him, and his 2 boys have been accused of disturbing public order. There had been some kind of a confrontation in the neighborhood where they live in East Jerusalem with a group of settlers. And ever since that day, his sons, one of them behind bars and one of them under house arrest. Of course, he's overjoyed that they've been released, but he said, again, no major celebrations taking place in his home tonight because they can't celebrate when the bloodshed that they've seen in Gaza in the last, well, now looking at 7 weeks, means that he doesn't feel comfortable celebrating.